it was one of those situations where something's not going to work, but you do it anyways because that's what the boss says. Welcome to Car Stories with Matt. When I was 18, I was working at a body shop with another guy about the same age as me. His name was Jeff, and we were quite good friends. We hung out after work and stuff, and in fact, I still keep in touch with him to this day. But we were kind of the low men on the totem pole at this shop, being the younger guys in the shop and everything. And so obviously we would be the ones to do grunt work and stuff. And we were in the process of actually moving to a larger building, and so they were cleaning out the office and getting rid of all the old paperwork. And this amounted to quite a bit. It filled the entire box of my boss's 97 Chevy truck, rate level. And then he wanted me and Jeff to bring it to the dump and dump it. And so I right away spoke up and said, you know, that truck's got to be tarped. There's no way we're going to get this paper to the dump without it all just blowing out. And you know, the boss just wouldn't hear it. He's like, no, if you just drive slow, it'll be fine and all this. And so it was one of those situations where something's not going to work, but you do it anyways because that's what the boss says. So we take off in this truck, and right away we're losing paper. So I tell Jeff, I said, just jump in the back of the truck there and just lay on all the papers and hold down as many as you can. So he did that, and it was only a couple miles to the dump. So you know, I drove really slow, like as slow as I could go, like 4-way flashers, driving down the edge of the road and just leaving a trail of paper the whole way. And we get to the dump, and the guy at the dump, it was really weird. We thought we could just dump these papers, and he's like, what are your intentions with these papers? And we're like, well, to dump them. He's like, but what are your intentions? And he just keeps like talking to us like this. And we're like, well, they're garbage. They're old files. We want rid of them. He's like, do you intend to incinerate these papers? And we're like, well, do you want us to incinerate them? And he's like, if you're dumping them here, they must be incinerated. And then as we're talking to him, this other pickup truck comes flying up. Guy jumps out and starts yelling at me and Jeff because we had left this trail of papers all over town. So we were like, well, we're going to go back and pick that up. We got to dump this first. And the dump guy's like, you must incinerate them. So we go over to the incinerator and start loading it in and realize that neither of us have a lighter. So we start looking through the truck, no lighter in the truck, and we were like trying to use the cigarette lighter from the truck and everything to light it, and I forget what we finally did, but we knew like the dump guy literally was like watching us like a hawk and wouldn't let us leave until these papers were burnt. So we eventually found something to light them on fire with, and then we went back and spent like the next 3 hours cleaning up paper out of the ditch. And because we were pissed off at the boss for sending us out there in the truck with no tarp, and we had all these, even as we were going down the ditch, we had people stopping and like yelling at us because we had made this big mess, and so we were mad at the boss. So, you know, we pull out onto the highway again from the dump, and I just lay on it and peel out for like 6 feet, lay in rubber, and then we find some paper in the ditch, so I just drop her in 4-wheel, and I'm like, Jeff, we're not walking for any of this paper, we're gonna drive to it all. So we're off-roading down through all the ditches in the boss's truck, collecting up all this paper. I remember we almost got stuck a few times, and ended up rounding up all the paper and bringing it to the dump. And of course the boss wondered why we were gone so long and stuff, and we told him everything that happened, and he's like, shaking his head, and he's like, this could only happen to you two. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, whose dumb idea was it? Thanks for watching Car Stories with Matt. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.